If you have type 2 diabetes, the goal is to have your body make the maximum use of the insulin that you do have. This requires you to maintain your behavior on a daily basis. Your task is different from that of one who has type 1 diabetes, who must fight the battle hour by hour, injecting insulin and balancing the insulin injections with their food intake. For yourself, you have insulin in your body, so it is a matter of adapting and perfecting your daily behavior so that you maximize your body's ability to use that insulin. To this extent, you must control your behavior on a daily basis. There are aspects of your behavior that will permit your body to make maximum use of your insulin. These aspects are known as your daily controls. For example, such items might be the amount of sleep that you have, the amount of exercise that you take, and the total number of calories that you eat during the day, as well, of course, as any daily medications that you take. To this extent, the Level computer program offers you the means to track your daily controls. Under the menu item Daily Controls, the first place that will go is to enter. On this screen, you have the ability to define and enter 72 different aspects of your daily life of your own choosing. These on screen right now are the ones that were packaged and shipped with Level, but they're easily changed by yourself to any variables that you yourself care to track. On this first screen are 18 variables, and on the second screen, 18 more, the third screen, a third 18, and the last screen, a final 18. Of course, tracking these variables is essential if you have type 2 diabetes, but maintaining a healthy lifestyle is also paramount if you have type 1 diabetes, or even if you have no diabetes at all. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is paramount. And this aspect of Level permits you to track your daily numbers, to encourage you and to monitor your performance and execution and compliance with the behavior that you do want. Just to give you an example of the ones that we have shipped with Level, the first one that we're tracking is called your general activity for the day. And it has some level between two numbers, high and low, that you yourself define. These are at the moment defined to be between 0 and 10. Correction, the lower level is always fixed at 0. The upper level is free-floating and for you to define it. To indicate what your choice for today might be, until you get used to what the choices might be, if you zoom up, then you will see what indeed the categories are. And from a scale of 0 to 10, they have descriptions that are of your own choosing, and you enter yourself. These particular ones say a level 1, you stayed in bed all day, a level 6, you worked a normal day, and a level 10, you had total exhaustion. You can set the level for today's entry as you care to by clicking and dragging on the black bar in this graph, or also by clicking and typing directly from the keyboard the number that you want. After you have set the number to indicate today's level for your daily activity, you may add a free-form comment as you want to indicate anything particularly noteworthy that happened. This comment is stored with the reading, and it can be brought back up to the screen by simply clicking on this entry at any time. Okay? So to go back down, so that has been set. Now, if we go to the second one, which has been defined to be your aerobic exercise, then we can directly drag it up to a level that you choose to have. That particular one is defined as 1,000 calories, as sort of a maximum amount that you would be burning in your daily exercise. These, again, can be adjusted by yourself. To point out now how you would go about readjusting these, on this button it says reconfigure this parameter. And it gives you a warning that if you decide to reconfigure this parameter, you may have data already entered under the old definition, and the new definition could lead to some confusion interpreting the old data. So it's better to keep using new parameters until you have run out, and then you do want to reuse an old one. So what you do is to define an upper limit that you choose for this particular parameter. You define free form in your own words, the 10 ratings that you want to have, and you give a short title. It's a short title that will appear on the entry screen to remind you of exactly what it is that you're entering. And there is a long title that will occur elsewhere in level at aspects that are suitable for a long title. It also reminds you exactly when you come here what the short title is referring to. So the third one that's been chosen here are the number of hours that you worked today, the number of hours that you slept today, the number of hours you socialized, the kilometers that you jogged today, the number of minutes that you spent on yoga or meditation or calisthenics, the kilometers that you walked, hours of naps, hours reading, and hours on the computer, hours driving, watching television, spending time with your family, or time alone. Now, this first page has been organized by us at Level to maintain your general activity during the day. It is activity orientated. The second page is food orientated, and you can redefine those to suit yourselves. It's just a temporary organization. In this second 18, the first one is the food wisdom. On a scale of 1 to 10, how wise were you in selecting your food? Fast food all day, or very, very good food, a perfect 10. Next, your total calories for the day, somewhere between 0 and 5,000 would be your calories for the day. Third, the grams of carbs that you ate today, carbohydrates, the grams of saturated fat, grams of unsaturated fat, grams of protein. Again, these would be changed to suit yourself. As well as the servings of raw vegetables, servings of cooked vegetables, items of fruit, servings of meat, servings of dessert, and cups of coffee or black tea. Soda pop, alcohol, cigarettes, and amount of water that you drank, and also here the number of times during the day that you felt dehydrated. Feeling dehydrated is a symptom that you should make some adjustment. The reason that you're tracking these is that in a moment we will show you that they appear as graphs correlated with your blood glucose readings so that you can see how your activities influence your readings for better or for worse. Let's go to the third page. This one is organized around things that have happened to you or that you feel today. This is generally known as your body. So we enter today's body weight, your high and low blood pressure, the amount of sickness that you felt on a scale of 1 to 10, amount of stress that you felt, amount of happiness that you felt, whether you are having some sexual activity, your menstrual cycle, your count of urinations, defecations, urination difficulty. These are aspects of your body that influence your diabetes situation, and as you track them and view them over a period of weeks or months, then you can correlate when these are going well to when your diabetes is also going well. Also enter the amount of cholesterol reading that you have for today, and also the number of minutes after you went to sleep that you had your first urination. If this is too short, it's symptomatic that you should make some adjustment. The fourth 18 has to do with your environment as well as your medications. Was the sun shining today? What was the air pollution rating? How much precipitation were there? How much time did you get to spend in the outdoors? Also, we're tracking your daily doses of medications, your metformin or your NPH insulin, your regular insulin. And many of these, when they ship with Level, have not yet been defined. So they bear the title, not yet in use. That means that they're waiting for you to decide what to use them for. So there are two ways that you can customize these parameters to be 72 of your own choosing. One, you can simply choose one that's not yet in use and enter whatever variable that you care to track. Or two, you can take a parameter that's already defined for something that you don't care to track, such as cigarettes, which you don't smoke, so you can change that to something useful for yourself. Or for a menstrual cycle. In case you're male, you can change that for something to suit yourself too. Any of these 72 are easily, and it's strongly recommended that you tailorize and customize all 72 of these to suit the things that you want to track or that your physician advises you to track. These individual variables are called barometers because of this free-form manner in which you can adjust them, either with your mouse or a finger on a touch screen, setting it to roughly where you want, or by clicking on the box and entering a number, typing in directly from your keyboard. Back to our main level menu, we now ask, once you have entered some of these daily controls for a certain amount of time, how is it that you go about viewing them? The first place to start is under Daily Controls with Display Bar Graphs. This will bring up a selection screen that enables you to select a date range that you would care to view the data for, and then to select some number of the barometers that you would care to see on the screen at any one time. So let's go to where there is some test data that has been shipped with Level back in 1992. And we will take 1 month of data to start with. And for the moment, we have these first 4 or 5 screens selected. So just to give you a quick view of what it's going to look like, let's click on the graph button. And this is our first set of daily controlled graphs. As you see, there's a lot of information here. First, the number of hours that you are at work on any particular day on a scale of 0 to 12. And if you entered a comment, then there is a little black box on the top of the bar, and if you click on the little black box, you retrieve the comment. So these are the number of hours that you spent at work. The next is the number of calories that you burned in aerobic exercise. The next is some rating of your general activity for the day on an arbitrary scale from 0 to 10. Next, the amount of jogging that you did and the hours that you got of sleep. Always at the top of the bar graphs are your blood glucose readings, as recorded by you manually, 1 screen at a time, or as downloaded from your meter. The idea is to see when your daily controls are resulting in good blood glucose readings and when your daily controls are indicating that you should improve your daily controls. The date of this red line, which aligns all of your daily controls with a particular blood glucose reading, is printed at the top of the graph and can be dragged by you to look at any day or time that you care to within the selected range. The number of graphs that are on a page is set by you for your viewing comfort. This particular one has 5 bar graphs underneath the blood glucose readings, and more were selected than 5, so we do have a second page. And if we go to the second page, then we see we have 5 more. And here we selected the number of hours that you socialized, the number of minutes you spent on calisthenics, the kilometers that you walked, and the hours that you took naps, and the hours that you spent reading. Also, on the right-hand edge is a very fast tracking of the numbers that are under the red line at the moment. You will see them scroll down as you move. Here's one right here, for example, that has 618 for social hours, 68 minutes on calisthenics on that particular day. So you get a very fast feel for your daily activity by using these daily controls and then viewing them on a bar graph, as well as interpreting whether they are helping or hindering your blood glucose level. They are an incentive for you to maintain a high level of good daily activity, just in the pleasure that it would give you to see high bars all the way across there. That itself can be your own satisfaction. Many people who do not have diabetes at all use these bar graphs contained in Level just to track their daily activity and exercise. When we're finished viewing the bar graph, then we can go back to the selection screen, And there are many options here that you can learn about, but for our very first visit, then this would be sufficient. So back to the main menu, and again, just as a quick review, what you do with daily controls is to enter your daily controls for a particular day, and then when you're finished entering them, you click on Save, and they will be saved, assuming that you've entered some data to save. Okay? And then after you have entered your daily controls for some number of days, then you may view them on a bar graph. And let's go back to the test data one more time. You may view them on a bar graph and decide which ones are working well and which ones need some improvement. So this illustrates the daily controls aspect of the level program.